I've spent countless hours studying elite leaders and what sets them apart from mediocre ones. I found out that these 7 habits are the ones that make the most difference, and anybody can do them. Let's go exploring. Elite leaders have a growth mindset. A mindset is a set of beliefs that shape your sense of the world and yourself. And the view you adopt for yourself profoundly affects the way you live your life. Mindset influences the way you think, feel, and behave. Mindset plays a significant role in determining achievements and success. What you believe about yourself impacts your success or failure. The growth mindset is based on the belief that your basic qualities are things you can cultivate through your efforts, your strategies, and help from others. Although people may differ in every which way, in their initial talents and aptitudes, interests, or temperaments, everyone can change and grow through application and experience. So how to achieve a growth mindset? There are 4 things that you should do. First is that you should focus on the journey, not just the end goal. The journey is where most of your experiences, most of your knowledge and learning is going to come from, not from the end goal that you've achieved that project or that task. You need to focus on the journey, on how you got there, how you can improve yourself there, and what you can do to pretty much better yourself as well. So the second thing is take on challenges. If you think something is out of your reach, just take on the challenge. Hey, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take myself on that journey so that I'm going to be able to grow. The third thing that you need to do is you need to rewire how you talk to yourself. So you need to incorporate yet into your vocabulary. I don't know how to do this, yet I am trying. The one thing that trips up a lot of people is that most of the time they use but. I don't know how to do this, but I'm just not that experienced enough. I don't know how to do this, but I didn't have enough time to actually delve deep into it. The last thing that you should do to achieve a growth mindset is always need to make sure that you pay attention to your words and thoughts. So if we tell ourselves, or if we think to ourselves, that's not possible, or I'm not worthy, I'm not ready for that promotion, or I'm not ready to be a leader, those thoughts are actually going to seep into our mindset. We're not going to be believing in ourselves, and then we're definitely not going to be achieving what we could achieve. Our words and minds matter way more than most people think. What we think and what we say actually determines what our mindset is. Habit number 2 is that they schedule time to think. This is not a luxury, it's a requirement. And what elite leaders do is they make sure that every single day they have at least some time scheduled so that they can think. Because noise kills clarity, but stillness creates vision. Every single elite leader is going to have some time to themselves, some time to think, whether that's about their job, about themselves, it doesn't really matter. But they will make sure that they schedule that time far in advance. And the other thing that they're going to do, that time for them is sacred. Nothing bothers them because they need that time in order for them to function at 100%. Habit number 3 is that they give away power. Elite leaders don't micromanage. They don't hover over their employees every second of every day, but they empower their employees. They delegate and they give them the tasks that they need to do, the projects that they need to do, and then they make sure that their employees take ownership of those tasks, of those projects, and then they leave them alone. What elite leaders are going to do is that they're going to be helping, mentoring, coaching, and giving their teams all of the resources that they need to accomplish their tasks, but they're going to leave them alone to their own devices on how they actually achieve those tasks. That's how elite leaders build trust and safety within their teams and organizations, and how they get utmost output and the best results from every single individual within their teams. You can check more about trust, safety, and micromanaging in some of my other videos where I go way more into detail about these things. Habit number 4 is that they hunt for dissent. Elite leaders want people that are thinking differently around them. They don't want echo chambers. They don't want yes men. They want their ideas stress tested. So the goal here isn't ego or that the team is going to be just saying, oh, you're such an amazing leader, you're such an amazing boss. No, the goal is the best decision for the organization and the team. And the way they can do this is they make sure that their ideas, their decisions are weighed in from all of the different angles and perspectives so that they can actually see if they're making a right decision or if they're maybe in their own thinking bubble. That bubble needs to be burst. And the way it's burst is that you have different people from different backgrounds, from different ways of thinking within your team, and that you actually listen to them. And this is what lead leaders do often. So habit number 5 is that they don't have a fixed leadership style. They're always adaptive. They're adaptive based on what their team needs at that point and at that time. If they go to a different team, they're going to be having a different leadership style. Yes, all elite leaders have their own unique leadership style that's just natural to them. That's completely fine. But based on what their team needs at that point that leadership style may not be the best one out there. Great leaders don't fit into boxes. They adapt. Habit number 6 is that they practice mindfulness and mental fitness. So our brain is a muscle and we all must take care of it. And elite leaders do that the best because they train their brain, feed their brain, and they rest their brain. Elite leaders train their brain like elite athletes train their body. They make sure it's all encompassing. One thing that elite leaders definitely know is that their brain is their livelihood. If something happens to their brain, they're of no use to anybody else. When you're an elite leader, the most added value that you can give everybody else around you is to think. And thinking is done by your brain. If their brain isn't working at 100% efficiency, that means that they're not 100% efficient. They just can't wing it. This is the reason why elite leaders take care of their brain exactly like top athletes take care of their body. Habit number 7 is that they lead with humility and vulnerability. Elite leaders have no problems in saying, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm gonna find it out, or let's figure it out together. Elite leaders also admit when they're wrong. They don't hide behind their ego or, hey, that wasn't my fault. That was this person's fault, or you should have already known this. Why are you even asking me if they don't know? And this honesty and vulnerability builds real connection and loyalty from their team. Their teams know that elite leaders are not just hiding behind their title, behind their superiority, but they know that they're just human beings who are trying their best. They don't know everything. You shouldn't know everything. There's just too much information to know, and they show it to their teams. These 7 habits aren't flashy or some hidden secrets that only elite leaders know, but they're really powerful, and they get the job done. They build trust, they sharpen clarity, and they create leaders people actually want to follow. And speaking of following, if you want to know how to build trust fast and effectively, check out this video over here.